Okay, we ready. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the LCA call. Everyone's looking fantastic via video. I hope everyone can still hear me via phone. Once again, welcome to the call. We at Life Changing Alliances have a motto: if we can change you, then you can change your world. Guys, believe me, your world will adjust to you, whether that is negative or positive. It does work both ways. Anyone that's new to the platform or new to the call, my name is JP from Little Rock, Arkansas. I have the distinct honor and pleasure of hosting this call Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, we are still studying and reading from the book titled The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. You can download that book to your electronic device, or you can purchase the hard copy. My brother Avery. Or you can purchase the hard copy. If you do decide to purchase the hard copy, please purchase the updated version of that book, because that is the one that we are studying from. I do believe that it says the 10th anniversary on that updated version of that book. Well, this morning you will be hearing from, well, I was going to say two dynamic leaders, speakers, and authors, but I do not see Mr. Mumford on the platform. There he is. So the first voice that you will hear immediately after mine, and the first face you will see if you are on video, is Mr. Jamal Mumford. He is the published author of a book titled Success Now. He helps individuals such as myself on a daily basis with their self-development, and he travels extensively doing that, guys. And the next voice that you will hear after Mr. Mumford, and the next face you will see, is none other than Mr. Motivator himself, Kim Satchel. He is also a world-renowned published author, and his book is titled Alcoholics versus Struggleholics, and he helps individuals on a daily basis. Mr. Kevin is holding up the book. He also helps individuals such as myself with their self-development on a daily basis, and travels daily doing that as well. And Mr. Curtis is holding up Mr. Mumford's book. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce to some and present to others Mr. Jamal Mumford. Mr. Mumford, are you still clear with us this morning, sir? Where'd he go, Coach?
Oh, I'm going to have to give him some power. Hold on. I'm trying to find him. Where is he? He don't have his picture, so it's... Oh, there he is.
Okay.
There you go. Mr. Mumford?
Power.
Oh, you got it.
Power.
Okay, you got it?
Hello, man.
Lord.
Hold on. He got too much stuff on there. Hold on. I just had you, Mr. Mumford. Hold on. All right, let's try it again. Mr. Mumford.
Yes, somebody got a baby in the background.
Oh, I thought that was you. But okay.
My babies. Well, babies. No babies. No babies. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I have some technical difficulties. My laptop just wants to not charge up here. So I'm on my cell phone. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you fantastic, sir.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Wow. LCA. What are we doing this morning? We're doing personal development. And I tell you, this morning was a character building day, because, you know, you're trying to get stuff working, and look at my computer saying setting up. My goodness, you know, your laptop always wants to do stuff when it's time for the call. But hey, we were here. We got different ways to get on the webinar. I'm on my cell phone, and everybody's looking good. Mr. Curtis Capers, good to see you, sir. Miss Beverly is here. Look at Wendy. Where's Wendy? Wendy's like in a bed or something. Tina, Terry, Amelia, Coach Kevin. Well, Mr. Kevin, and Coach and Love. You know, look at Mark. Look at Avery. Everybody got their sunglasses on. Marcus. We got the men on this morning. Look at that. Well, good. Well, guys, welcome this morning. Welcome everybody this morning. Mr. Satchel got his glasses on, looking like. You know what? Morning, everybody. I tell you, man. You know, this is what we do here. We personal development, and I like to define personal development always, because, you know, I got some messages yesterday after yesterday's call, and I tell you, you know, I'm just so inspired by when I do this call. I really am. And as Mr. Satcher always said, we started this call out because him and I just really was just doing personal development. It never was a thing to want to develop other people. It was the point of, wanting to work on yourself. And, you never know that. I think sometimes they say the best time when you're in your crisis, the best thing to do is help somebody else out. And it keeps things in perspective. When you're in a crisis, help somebody else out in their life and watch what will happen to your life. It just, it'll keep you from getting depressed, it'll keep you from getting down on yourself, because when you're helping someone else out, you got to be their support. You got to be their pillar. And, it's a good practice to, if any of you guys ever had to have those down moments in your life, is call somebody else up, and find somebody else with an issue or a problem and encourage them. I promise you, it will help you keep things in perspective always. And I'm so excited about this call and what we're doing. And I can't wait to the cruise. Mr. Satcher and I, we've been talking about the cruise. And I'm telling you, if you guys are going to be on that cruise, let me tell you, you are in for an amazing treat, because we're going to cover a lot of things. And I think that the very thing that I was so fired up about yesterday is what I'm going to really talk about on a cruise, because I think that at some point in time, you want to get to the point where you kind of start asking the question, why me? Why is things happening the way it's happening in my life? And maybe not for other people. Anybody ever asked that question? You could be honest. Why me? Why am I going through situations in my life? What am I doing, and why is it happening in my life? And unfortunately, I was telling Mr. Satcher yesterday, I said, and I don't know how to really phrase this, so you guys, I'm not, it may sound a little sacrilegious when I say this, but I told Mr. Satcher yesterday after the call, I said, God, our creator, and depending on what you believe in, your higher power, whatever it may be, it's really interesting, because I said, Mr. Satcher, when you think about it, at the end of the day, our creator is amazing.
Yes, he is.
Because it's like, when you think about it, he says, whatever you say, you shall have. Right? And it's a universal law that whatever you say, you shall have. And I don't think that many people, I think this is what really shakes up the religious community, because if we really, really understood the principles of our creator and the principles of what we're doing, I think, can you guys hear me? Oh, I'm on my computer now.
What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the good old Tech Crack House here. I apologize for that noise right there. That was a little bit of road noise if you heard that. I'm not sure that you did. But anyway, I wanted to make a video talking about why I pretty much stopped using Acorns.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
And it's kind of tough, because I had about $500 in Acorns, all right? And it was really doing pretty decently, okay? But I did kind of exit Acorns for a couple of reasons. Somebody just honked also, so I don't know if you heard that. But, I've got to have the windows open. It's pretty hot in here. But anyway, it was...
Hold on. All right. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Can everybody hear me? All right. Hold on for a minute, Mr. Mumford. All right, Mr. Mumford.
Yeah. You can hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right, there we go. Good.
Okay. Sorry.
I was playing some kind of video. Was that you?
I don't know.
It's about acorns, so it wasn't a bad video.
Okay, it might have been me then.
Okay, well, yeah, thank you. Okay, let me see. There we go. Can we get it? We good now?
We good.
Awesome. So I finally got my equipment up. So what I was saying was, Mr. Satcher, I said, you know, our universe and our creator, whichever one you want to use, is really amazing. And it's kind of like sacrilegious when you think about this, because he says that as the man thinketh, so is he, right? And we hear that over and over again, but I believe that many people don't believe that. We hear that, but it goes in one ear out the other, because our programming, even our programming, won't allow us. Our programming, remember I said our programming and what's in our hearts over time doesn't really internalize that thought. That as a man thinketh, so is he, right? In his heart. So when I was talking about a heart transplant, because when you ask yourself the question, right, that our creator, God himself, right, is that he's such an awesome person, and I'm really just, you know, breaking this thing down, not to make God any small anything, but everything we say, we have. So, you know, if you think bad thoughts, if you say to yourself, well, you know, every year, I should say, Mr. Satchel, every year I get sick once a year. And Lynn and I were discussing about the fact that, like, how, you know, when I lost my sister, you know, her birthday's in October, and me and Lynn was talking about yesterday, when I lost my sister, I would say for years that October, that's why my birthday's in October. I would never celebrate my birthday. I never had birthday months, because I would always be depressed the whole October, because I would think about my sister, and I would speak it almost, and not looking back now, say I have every October, and it's really amazing how, you know, like September 28th, December 29th, I'm happy, and I'm gearing up for this October 1st. Like, it's almost like it was a switch. Like, oh, like what was wrong with September 30th? But you were all right on September 30th, but on October 1st, you were upset.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really telling, because, you know, and here I am, you know, godly person, you know, religious, whatever you want to call it, spiritual, and I was still having bad Octobers. Because think about this, folks. If you really read the book, and if you really understand the universe, is that the universe will give you everything you ask of it.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. So when you think about God and it's awesome, we say God is so awesome, he's so awesome, hallelujah, right? We say these things, but do you really know that he said that everything you say out of this mouth, you will manifest in your life? So when you read this chapter, this is my most passionate chapter, because this is where people say, Jamal, what is the first thing you teach your clients? What's the first thing you recommend I do? And I always say the first book we read was what to say when you talk to yourself. Because the first thing that he says is that as long as the earth remains, there will be seed, time, and harvest. And every single one of you on the sound of my voice, I'm telling you right now, that you are a direct reflection of the words you speak. But see, psychologically, and see, the dopamine effect in our subconscious mind says, if I give into this sadness, if I get up in the morning and say, Mr. Satchel, you know what? I'm doing all right. It's okay. Because that's what we want to say. We actually get a satisfaction in being miserable. That's why I say misery loves company. There's actually something inside of us, because we've been programmed and we've been around misery. So your mindset is that misery is good. That's why my coach used to teach me, Jamal, most people are addicted to chaos.
Mm-hmm.
They're addicted to disappointments. See, and you may say, well, Jamal, I don't like chaos, I want disappointment. But subconsciously, see, this is how God created us. That we are addicted to disappointment. We're addicted to chaos. That's why you came in to succeed in your project, because subconsciously, your mind wants failure. See, this is going deep. Your mind actually wants the negative, because you've been raised in that environment. So the mind says, I'm satisfied when you don't take action. I'm satisfied when you are lazy. I'm satisfied when you procrastinate. I'm satisfied when you are depressed and downtrodden. Your brain actually gets a satisfaction. Every time you get depressed, every time you say, I'm all right, your brain actually gets a satisfaction. Look at some of your faces this morning. Some of you look like the world is on your shoulders right now. Because why? The brain is having a field day right now. because you are depressed, because you're not feeling well, because you're not doing all right this morning. I want you to hear that well. And see, that's where now, and I was just watching the video yesterday in my one narcosis, that's exactly what happens. Because we were all created and designed to be successful. You were not designed to be upset, to be downtrodden, to be negative. We weren't designed that way. But you were programmed and you were conditioned for failure. And that's where we are right now in this book. So I just want to kind of share that. And I know it's deep. I know it may really mess up some of your religion right now because it don't make sense. You don't think it's that way, but that's what's happening to us, Mr. Satchel. So when you read this book, this is a chapter that I recommend everybody read over and over and over again. Because as I said, that heart right here, the issues of life flow out of that heart. And your words is what programs that hearts. What you see, what you hear is the gates to your soul. And that's your heart. And that's how you live in life right now. Mr. Satchel, Mr. Motivator, back to you, sir. The call's yours.
Woo! I'm excited today. At the end of the day, I'm excited. How are you, LCA? Good morning, Mr. Mumford. How's everybody doing? Boy, he coming out the gate, left out of here yesterday. Talk about you need a heart transplant. We all do, right? And he coming this morning just out the daggone gate, coming up with, listen, we programmed for what? Smile on candid camera. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Mumford. As always, making you think about things, right? Why? Because truly, ladies and gentlemen, you're here in personal development, and our goal is to what? Simply work on you every day to make you a what? Better person. How many of y'all ready to be better people at the end of the day? That's all it's about. It's in love, making sure that we give you that shot for this morning like a cup of coffee would. But I don't need no coffee because guess what? I'm excited anyway without it. If I had it, ain't no telling what would be happening right about now, right? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank God for each and every one of you that come on this call every morning to work on yourself to become that better what person. At the end of the day, it's totally up to you. This is something that you have literally made a conscious effort to do intentionally to become what? Better. So we're going to get right into this book. Make sure, oh my God, look who's on Candy Camera. Miss Charlotte.
Oh my goodness, say they so.
Just pop up on you like that. Bam. Okay. All right. Oh, I gave y'all my whole screen, not the whole screen. The book that we're reading from right now is Success Principles. Success Principles. I was just watching something that just really, I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, this personal development is seriously going on to the road. I mean, it was just so clear to me that, like, I was watching some celebrities. I don't know if some of you might remember this group called Escape. Many of you probably too old to remember it, but, you know, I'm still young. It's in my day. But it was called Escape. But I was watching I was watching something on Unsung. Anybody ever heard of that program, Unsung? And it says, you know, you look at it and you say, what happened to these groups? Like, what happened to, you know, they was once here, what went on? And when I tell you, personal development is something that is so needed around America today. It is so imperative that we get the word out. I'm getting ready to go into when I tell you I'm going to make a huge investment to really take this to new levels, I'm willing to take as much as I can out of my account to market this so that it'll get across the world. That's where I am today, especially looking at where we are in America. There is a need for this class. And sometimes you're sitting here, who was I watching yesterday? And the gentleman was like, he kept typing in and he was like, I wonder if anybody got this already. I wonder if anybody is doing this. And he would do it like this. So when he was coming up with the name, and he came up with the name, it was the guy from Acorn. You know, if somebody got something where people were making types of small investments, he's like, let me see. And I was just studying him and how he came up with his idea, and he found out nobody was doing it. And some of us know that we need this. I'm almost like, to me, I'm saying I said the only reason why this is really being effective, or I'm paying attention to it now, is because we're actually doing it. But I'm saying, well, you know, Zig Ziglar and all of them was out back in the years and years and years ago. But then the thing here is people keep saying, Kemp, nobody is doing nothing like what we're doing here every morning. And we believe that it's something that is needed. And now it's going to take me to get to talking to some investors and letting them know things that we're doing. I mean, I'm going to be calling up Les Brown. I'm going to be calling up Myron Gold. I'm going to be calling up the sources that I have, because that's what the guy said. He said I had to start networking. So the goal right now is to get this out in a major way. And guess what? I said, at the end of the day, I believe we can make a difference in this world. And I may not be able to connect to the whole entire world, but if I could connect the 2 or 3 that's in agreement with us, then we can make a major impact on the world, because some of us are assuming that, and then you get the phone calls that this happens to people. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't want the blood to be over my hands. So I'm just letting you know where we're going with this. And my vision for this particular class of just reading a book, that's how it started out. I just wanted to read a book and look at God, how he has moved things in the direction that he has wanted to move it on. So we're going to get right back into the book, but I guarantee, ladies and gentlemen, I'm putting the information out there. If you could do me one favor, I asked you to do this yesterday, just share it on your Facebook, on your social networks. I put it on, I heard yesterday, if I put it in Life Changing Alliances, you can't share it. But if I put it on my personal page, you can share it, and you don't know how much of a difference you can make in someone's life just by sharing the information. Does that make sense? Yes or yes? Y'all ready? Y'all ready to read this morning? Yeah. All right. So if you are in a position to read this morning, let's go ahead and put a hand up or something. And we are right here on focusing on the negative. Focusing on the negative. And we're going back into where we started off yesterday. What a man thinketh, so is what? All right, Miss Sabrina, good morning.
Good morning. What page are we on?
According to mine, I'm on the Kindle I'm not on the book, but if you look on the screen, you can just look on your screen and see it.
So, well, that's not large enough for me to read, but Are we still on Principle 32?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then what's the heading?
It's not a heading. It starts right in the middle. It says focusing on the negative. So if we go right up under different types of negative thoughts.
I see it.
All right.
Focusing on the negative.
Yes.
Some people focus only on the bad and never on the good in a situation. When I was conducting trainings for high school teachers, I noticed that most of the teachers I met had a pattern of focusing on the negative. If they taught a lesson and 30 kids got it, but 4 didn't, they would focus on the 4 who didn't get it and would feel bad, rather than focus on the 26 who did get it and feel good. Learn to look for the positive. Not only will it help you feel better, but it will also be a critical component of your creating the success you want. Recently, a friend of mine told me he had seen an interview with a multimillionaire on television who described the turning point in his career as the morning he asked all of his staff to talk about one good thing that had occurred during the past week. At first, all that came up were more complaints, problems, and difficulties. Finally, one employee commented that the UPS driver who delivered packages to the office had applied to college and was going back to school to get his degree, and how inspired he was by the man's commitment to further his education and pursue his dream in life. Slowly, one employee and then the other came up with something else that was positive to share. Soon this became part of every meeting. Eventually, they had to end the meetings before every positive thing could be recounted. The entire attitude of the company changed from focusing on the negative to focusing on the good, and the business just took off and grew exponentially from that moment on. Learn to play the appreciation game by looking for things to appreciate in every situation. A powerful exercise for building your appreciation muscle is to take 7 minutes every morning to write down all the things you appreciate in your life. I recommend this as a daily ritual for the rest of your life. When you actively seek the positive, you become more appreciative and optimistic, which is a requirement for attracting more good and creating the life of your dreams. Look for the good. My wife was recently in an automobile accident. She drove through an intersection where the traffic light was inoperative because of the power outage and hit another car turning across her lane. She could have succumbed to a multitude of automatic negative thoughts. What's wrong with me? I should have been paying attention. I shouldn't have been out driving when the power was out. Instead, she focused on the positive. I'm so lucky to be alive and relatively unhurt. The other driver is alive and well. Thank God I was in such a safe car. I am so glad the police came as fast as they did. It's amazing how many people were there to help. This was a real wake-up call.
Okay, talk about that real quick.
Well, that is very true, because I remember when I first moved back to Arkansas, I was sort of down and not motivated, and I was listening to Tony Robbins, and he talked about doing morning affirmations or morning talks, and part of that talk, like the first 5 or 10 minutes, is you need to go through your life and just really think about everything that you're appreciative for in your life and thankful for. And that's the first 10 minutes of it. And then after 30 days of doing that without really realizing it, it really did change my attitude about the way I was looking at life. My life wasn't really as bad as I thought it was when I focused on all the things that were going good in my life and the things that I were appreciative about. It's really hard to be depressed when you're thinking about the things that you're appreciative for that's going right in your life.
There's an assignment that he just gave Sabrina in this chapter, and can you just go over that one more time?
Is that no, not the appreciation game.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the assignment.
Learn to play the appreciation.
Oh, so it is the appreciation game. So learn to play the appreciation game by looking for things to appreciate in every situation. A powerful exercise for building your appreciation muscle is to take 7 minutes every morning to write down all the things you appreciate in your life.
Stop right there.
Okay.
I want everybody right now to take a minute, and I want you to type something that you appreciate. I want you to type, and I'm gonna just give us a little time. It's 9:29 right now. I want you to type something or things that you appreciate about life, like today, just being today. And I don't want you to give it in a biblical form, just things that you appreciate that just come to your mind like quickly. Just right. And I mean, type that down so that everybody can see it. So type it in the chat box real quick. And I want you to just go ahead and do that. I want you to take a minute to do that. I noticed that a lot of times we wake up and, Mr. Mumford, a lot of people say you get up and you pray. You follow what I'm saying? Oh, Lord, I thank you for this day. Boom, I thank you for this. And I thank you for so that was a learned behavior, right? Yet here we are saying we live in a society that literally there's nothing but abundance. Like I wake up and I thank God every day, in appreciation that changes your prayer and the way that you pray. of how I appreciate you for waking me up this morning, right? At the end of the day, I appreciate for being in the U.S. I appreciate for the type of laws that we're under. I appreciate you for the freedom. How much of a difference can that make?
It's amazing. You was watching that video yesterday, and Tony Robbins said it the best. And it's like, and I keep hearing this word gratitude keep coming up. And I first learned about gratitude in a big, big way from Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich. I mean, and I remember when I was on a Think and Grow Rich class that I was on every morning, and they do it at the same time. This class is, that's why I'm not on anymore. But we read the book Think and Grow Rich about 3 times. And part of the book that really got me the most, Mr. Satchel, is he spent the whole chapter about gratitude. How gratitude is a most important part. It's the beginning pillar, the beginning block of being successful. And you would think, what does that got to do with being successful? But think about it psychologically. And then Tony Robbins, just in that video you were showing me, he said, most of us are supposed to be so cynical. We look at everything like the glass is half empty. Everything about life is what's going wrong, what's wrong with it, and never really appreciating it. And you can look at everybody's face right now. Like, look at your countenance sometimes. And not saying that maybe your face, I know sometimes my face don't display what I'm feeling, but it's like the weight of the world, like I said this morning, the weight of the world is on your shoulders, and you carry it on you all day long. Can you be productive in that area? You can't be productive in that way. But gratitude is like the highest form. And see, like we said, even in your project, I've seen people, they get to the top pen level of their projects, and then all of a sudden you're like, what's wrong with you? Like, you're making $20,000 a month, and you have the audacity to be mad at the company. You have the audacity to be talking down to people and all those things. Because all of a sudden, like, where is your gratitude? Because even when you make, like he said, money, it doesn't matter about how much money you make. Because he said most entrepreneurs are depressed. Because they have, but he says, because they have no what? Gratitude for where they are. And that's the most crucial thing I can say, that it's a small thing, Mr. Satchel, but it's a small things, but it's a huge thing in your life. Because if you think about, Mr. Satchel, when you think about what the words you're going to say today, all day long. Imagine if you now said, put it through the gratitude filter. Put it through the gratitude filter, as opposed to putting it through the negative filter. So how would you say it now? Okay, Mr. Satchel, I'm only making this amount of money in my project. I wish I was making this much money. Dad, what's wrong with me? But how about you say, put it through the gratitude filter? Mr. Satchel, man, I can't wait to make some more money. I am so thankful for the money I am making in my project. I'm thankful that I'm around successful people. Like I say, I shouldn't be here today. I'm thankful that, I wasn't making a lot of money, but guess what? I'm still alive, right? That's how you get up in the morning, but see, people say, I get up and say my prayers. But see, like you said, it becomes a religion. It becomes religious. It becomes what's the word? It becomes what?
Routine. Just it's like
a routine.
Yeah,
right.
Routine.
So even your routine, it's just a routine. Oh, thank you, God. You woke me up this morning. And you go the rest of the day complaining. It's routine. Right. So I just, and you and I have been talking about this. This has been our word for the year is gratefulness. Because it does amazing things when you are grateful.
And especially when you get that pattern of that behavior in your spirit. Hear what I'm just saying? Not because I'm telling you to write this now. I'm saying get it in your patterns of being grateful. Get it in your soul. Get it in your spirit, man. Not just and I used to say to myself, I said, I remember as I got married, you know how you start off and everybody say, well, you didn't tell me you love me today. You didn't tell me you love me. And then it was like a point that we were married and we kept telling each other, I love you, 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 I love you. And it becomes what? It's just a routine. Even when you were mad and all of this stuff, and as long as you had to say, if I say I love you, you're good. But what if you just took the time? See, what's going on right now with the brain? And I got this yesterday. He says everything is neutral. The default is neutral. All right, you following me? The default behavior is neutral. In order to get something to be outstanding, you have to do something to it, right? Like if you're looking at a relationship, you walk in a relationship, we're just neutral. In order for it to be terrific, magnificent, you got to do something to it. Like my car, if I don't do nothing to the car is automatically going to go into default, which is a negative. Watch this. It's the negative environment. Am I making sense here? Hopefully y'all get where I'm at. So if I want that car to shine, I got to get out there and buff it, put some wax on it, do something to it in order for that to actually happen. It's the same thing in life. You wake up neutral, but now I'm going to take myself to what? Super. Where's, like Mr. Mumford said yesterday, where's your superpower? Your superpower is in you at the end of the day, to the point that now when I look at it, to the point, me and Lynn just don't say we love each other. We get into a point where we now are intentional about saying something that's more, because guess what? I love you. That's pretty simple to say, isn't it? I love you. But it takes, see this book right here? And she just said this. It takes work to be in that positive. It takes work to be a better than the average relationship. People tell us we love your relationship, but it takes work on our behalf. Anybody, how many of you get in a relationship in the beginning and you work at it? In the beginning of that relationship, you're intentional. You want to make sure your hair is right. You want to make sure you're saying the right thing. You want to do this, you want to do this. And then all of a sudden, it start going into what? Neutral. It just start going to routine. It's like, oh yeah. Why? Because you're not doing anything intentional. See, you're intentional when you get in the relationship, right? Oh, I'm going to call you. You falling asleep with the person. Oh, how you doing, Brittany? Man, go to sleep. No, I'm not sleepy. Yes, you is. Go to sleep. No, Brittany, let's just keep on talking. You know, man, we would be on that phone. Oh, girl, we wake up. Did you fall asleep on me last night? And anybody been in that type of relationship? You fell asleep on the phone and you woke up and the phone was in your bed. Anybody want to talk back to me this morning? You wake up, you like, oh, God. Everybody, see, the energy is totally on a whole nother level right now. You're being what? Intentional. And then what do you hear most people say? What do you hear most people say? In the beginning of the relationship, it was so good. Y'all see how easy this thing is? But now, the thing here is how consistent will you be in order to keep it that way? Oh, we talked about it. We got married. What's different in the marriage? There should be nothing different. In fact, there should be more of what got you there that said, I want to marry this woman. I want to marry this man. But all of a sudden, I got to go to work. I don't have time. I'll see you when I see you. Boom, boom, boom. Anybody, am I making sense right now? So when you start focusing, we wasn't focusing on my tooth that was bent out of shape. I wasn't focusing on the mole that was on my nose. I wasn't focusing on my hair that was exceeding and all of that. But now, all of a sudden, he getting a little gray. Oh, all of a sudden, he getting a little plump and pleasing. And all of this stuff. Stop. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? It's easy to walk away from the relationship. But remember this. What's in you is what causes you to walk away. That's why you can't stay. That's why we have to develop you as a person so that you now say, okay, I realized what things I wasn't. And now I'm being more intentional about it, my life. Am I making sense? I'm focusing on all like this, and look, if y'all look at all of these little subjects, these are just, do you see I love you here? It says it at the end of a statement. Now, does that take work? Yes, it does. Does it take work? Yes, it does. At the end of the day, if you're not consistent, just like this class, if we weren't on this class every day, how long would it last if I treated it like it was mediocrity? How long would it have lasted? Like if I said, well, I'll get on it, and then all of a sudden, Kemp ain't even been on the call today. And then, when I first started, we was on the call every day. And then all of a sudden, it's like, how long is it going to last, and what's going to come from it? Consistency. The same thing with your 52-week challenge. Consistency. We say save the $1, save the $2, save the $3. Mr. Mumford keeps saying how you do one thing is how you do everything. We're just trying to get you to a point that you're doing things consistently over a period of time for it to take the domino effect. Tony Robbins say we take for granted the small things. And then we look at the decade in life and we say, God dang, I'm 50 years old. You didn't think it was working. Hopefully I made sense to somebody. Go ahead, Sabrina, continue to read for us at catastrophic predicting.
Catastrophic predicting. In catastrophic predicting, you create the worst possible scenario in your mind and then act as if it were a certainty. This could include predicting that your sales prospect won't be interested in your product, the person you are attracted to will reject your request to go out on a date, your boss won't give you a raise, or your plane you're flying on will crash. Replace, she'll probably laugh at me if I ask her out on a date with, I don't know what she'll do. She might say yes. Keep going.
Yep.
Mind reading. You are mind reading when you believe you know what another person is thinking, even though he or she hasn't told you.
Hold it. Stop. Say that again.
You're mind reading when you believe you know what another person is thinking, even though he or she hasn't told you.
Hold it. Stop right there. Why don't you talk to your husband? Because I already know what he gonna say. I know how he gonna act. I know what's just going. Why don't you talk to the prospect? Because I know they skeptical. Nobody wants into this. These people are crazy. Look, you are mind reading when you believe. And here's where your beliefs come in. And we keep talking about what? Beliefs. You believe that, guess what? Nothing works for you. You believe that this is the final outcome. It's not going to happen. How about if you say things like this? I know I'm going to hurt this. I'm going to make so much money with this business. This business, I can't be stopped. This business, and watch how the universe will manifest in your life. You're stopping yourself because you already trying to read somebody's mind and you're only reading your own mind. Oh, my goodness. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You know you're mind reading when you're thinking thoughts such as, he's mad at me. She doesn't like me. He's going to say no. He's going to fire me. Replace mind reading with the truth. I don't know what he is thinking unless I ask him. Maybe he's just having a bad day. Remember, unless you're a psychic, you can't read anyone's mind. You don't ever know what they're really thinking unless they tell you or unless you ask them. Check out your assumptions by asking, I'm imagining you might be mad at me, are you? Remember the phrase, when in doubt, check it out. To remind yourself to ask rather than to assume you know. Guilt tripping. Guilt happens when you think words such as should, must, ought to, or have to. Here are some examples. I ought to spend more time studying for my bar exam. I should spend more time at home with my kids. I have to exercise more. As soon as you feel you should do something, you create an internal resistance to doing it.
Okay. We're going to stop there, park the brakes. Y'all can just... Go ahead, Sabrina.
Keep reading.
No. What you got to say?
When he talked about visualizing the negative, I definitely do that because there's some things that I want to do. Like I want to zip line, but when I visualize myself zip lining, it doesn't go well. So I haven't really done it because I've scared myself out of doing it because I would think about the negative first. Like even though many people successfully zip line, nothing has happened to them. Well, when I visualize myself zip lining, it doesn't go that well.
That's a perfect scenario. And now, have you zip line yet?
No.
See what I'm saying? Watch this, what we're saying right here. How the process has already what? Stopped. She'll never be successful at this. We do this in personal development. I did this in one of my personal development classes in Gatlin, Tennessee. They had one of those bungee jumps where it would take you way up in the sky and just drop you. And you could, if you could see, oh no, I'm not. Now you're watching the people get on, but if that was me, see, you want to say anything else, Sabrina? Anything else?
No, I'm good.
Oh my God! See, we're really trying. We're doing our best to give you this. This author is so good. My God, Mr. Canfield. He's doing. I thank you too, Sabrina, for sending me that because I gotta go see Jack Canfield because I gotta shake this man's hand for this book because he puts it right there, and this is what we call learned behavior. Listen to what we're saying. Learned behavior. So now watch this. We got a group of people. So now I got a 60-year-old up on this bungee, and she said, I'm going to do it. Now, guess what happens? Here come another 60-year-old saying, if you're doing it, I'm going to do it. And then here comes some more people that wasn't going to do it that see, this is why we say we need what? People. Oh, man, I'm really helping somebody right now. That's why, come on, Mr. Mumford, it's anybody, if you got something to say about this and how you have sabotaged your life, and all this man is doing is putting words out here. He's just putting words out here. He's mad at me. Listen, he's mad at me. You know your mind's reading when you're thinking thoughts such as, I know she's mad. I know she's going to do this. Your whole life is being affected by this. Not only your business, your whole life. I'm not going to say nothing to my sister because I know she mad at me from 1966. It happened in 1966 and you still ain't resignated to replace that thing yet. Come on. Your business is being stunted by your own thoughts. We got to change these thoughts because I guarantee you, how many of you believe you deserve, and don't say me. Now watch this. I'm going to say this. How many of you believe you deserve to be a millionaire? You can't say me because if you deserve it, you'll be it. I'm just saying. How many of you deserve to be in a happy relationship? How many of you deserve that? But every man you look at, you believe he gonna treat you just like that other one did. And you're sabotaging your life. So now you're acting the same way you acted in that relationship. That's why you keep getting the... I'm going to shut up right now because Mr. Mumford... yeah. I don't know. This book is...
I had this video by Jack Canfield I've been saying I wanted to play. I just realized it's 26 minutes long. And it's by Jack Canfield. He actually spoke in my course, the superhero course that I'm taking. And I want to play that. But, go ahead and get the comments from everybody. I don't even know how I'm going to play it all because it's 30 minutes long. And I hate playing half the video. So I guess I could play half of it, a little bit of it. But it's Jack Canfield talking about this very thing, because it's really, Miss Satchel, we create the story in our heads. That's what we're doing. We create the story in our heads. And like you said, you have the canvas, and he said, basically, the canvas is your life, and you are the painter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got the paintbrush. The paintbrush is the things you want in life, right? But you have the paintbrush in your hand, and you can paint whatever picture you want. Think about that. You can paint whatever picture you want. So in your project, oh no, I can't do it. I'm not going to call my family and friends. Paint that canvas, black paint. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to talk to this person about this. Oh, black paint. You know what? Oh, all men are dogs. Black paint. You're going to always attract dogs. You know, women are just this. Women are all going to go to this. Black paint, right? You know, teenagers got to be this way. Black paint. And it's like all day long, you just paint this black on your canvas, because you are the painter of your canvas. And at any point in your life, when I was painting so much black, I just finally made a conscious effort. I understood that I'm gonna stop painting black paint. See, I'm the painter, and I'm gonna take this paintbrush. I'm gonna wash it off, and you know what? I'm gonna go for some blue paint. I'm gonna go for some green paint. I could be a millionaire, right? I could be successful. I could be an entrepreneur. You know, I could be better than my mother, better than my past, and going to projects. You know, I don't have to be depressed anymore. You could change that, because you are the painter. You paint your own story.
Don't that sound like this thing, Mr. Mumford? I am the author and finisher of my life. You are the author. Listen to what I just said. Mr. Mumford, you are the author and finisher of your life. Lynn, you are the author and finisher of your life. Malcolm, you are the author. You are writing the script today on how your day is going to go. You have permission to write that script, orchestrate it, and make it however you want it to be on today. Michelle, you are the author, the finisher of your life. You cannot blame me for authoring your life. You can't give me that position to really write the script. You don't have that position in my life. I am the author and oh man, I want you to just type that today. I am, listen, the word, I am the author and finisher of this life. If I'm unhappy, I choose to be unhappy. If I'm smiling today, I choose to smile. Whatever it is that you want, I am the author and finisher of this life. Go ahead, Miss Lynn. I am, say it, I am.
I am. I am the author and finisher of my life. I get to do my rewrites. If I don't like the way the script is going, I'm going to change it.
Hot dog, come on.
And that's what personal development, that's what being in this room this morning does for each and every one of us every day. And I just had to say, I guess I'm just being moved. I had to say that I have been spending time with a particular individual who I kind of had some, I guess, preconceived notions about this particular person. And I kind of felt like, oh, they didn't like me, or, oh, you know, I don't know why they have a problem with me. And because I've actually taken the time and intentionally decided that I was going to get to know this person and talk to this person and try to build a relationship or bridge that gap with this person, it turns out that we have a lot more in common than I could have ever thought of. And, you know, it's just amazing because, you know, a lot of times, especially with social media and different things, you get a lot of preconceived notions. Everyone's sending a text. Let's text this. Let's text that. You don't know the emotion that is coming behind that text or behind that email. And it's just like being able to spend time with this person in person has like really opened my eyes to a whole nother world, and it's taught me a lesson about prejudging.
Come on now.
You know, prejudging people. And you know, I hope that this person actually can understand and appreciate what I'm trying to say, because I'm not saying any names, but I'm glad to have the opportunity to get to know them on a more personal, you know, plane. And, you know, that's pretty much all I can say. I was just really moved to say that today. And, you know, I know with me sometimes, you know, I always, I'm very black and white, and sometimes what you see isn't what it always is. You can see something looking at it, and you make certain snap judgments, and they're not always right. They're not always right. And something just kept bugging me, like, get to know this person, get to know this person. And I am so glad I did.
Yeah. Come on, clap it up, clap it up. Wow, that's good right there. That's good. Go ahead, Miss Beverly.
I want to say that I am so grateful for this class. I mean, this summer has been an amazing summer for me. It's really helped to put into perspective, you know, as we read the book, we stop and we talk, and it just puts everything in perspective. And, you know, a lot of us on this call have grown up in the church, and we know the scriptures and the principles, but my goodness, this has really broken it down, you know, in a different way. And I'm just so thankful. Tomorrow I go back to school, so I won't be able to be on the calls in the morning, but please remember to record them for me. But I am just so thankful. I feel like I have made some quantum leaps in the short 6 weeks that I've been on here, and I'm doing things differently. I will continue to do things differently. I have the book, and I'm going to put it in my schedule in the evening. I have to get on the recording because I have to keep up with you guys until Thanksgiving when I have a break. But oh my God, it's just been phenomenal. It has just been phenomenal. And yes, take it to the streets. It needs to go out. It does. And I feel all of this emotion and all of this, it's positive, you know, it's like goosebumps or something. It's just been incredible. So thank you is all I can continue to say.
Thank you, Beverly. Stay plugged in. We will record for you. Come on now. That's awesome. We appreciate you as well, Beverly, and much success as you continue to go out there, because at the end of the day, God going to make a way for you to be here. I can promise you that. You hear me? I'm going to just speak that one right into existence. Miss Brittany, go ahead. Brittany, where is Brittany? Brittany.
You're muted, Brittany.
Where's she at? I don't even see her.
Her name is Brittany.
Her name Brittany? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. How you spell it? Oh, hold on, Brittany. Hold on, Brittany. It's me. Go ahead.
Brittany.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, so I wanted to share yesterday, but I couldn't because I didn't have my right microphone. But I wanted to share something. I watch YouTube a lot, and I saw, yes, the difference in me is that I felt personally someone's, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I felt personally responsible when I saw someone write something that I thought was inappropriate. So the video was about how one of the YouTubers had a problem with a business, And a young woman responded, and her comment was, this is the prime example why Black brands / companies won't prosper. How you going to disrespect and disregard the very people who help you succeed? So I felt personally responsible to correct her. And I said, I understand what you're saying, but you cannot label all Black businesses as, I guess, unfit to do business because this is how all Black business do it. So, I mean, it's a lengthy response, but basically I corrected her. Previously, I would just let it go like, oh, it's not about me. But when I saw her put that out in the universe, this is why Black businesses don't prosper, I had to correct her because we need more Black businesses. And I told her she needs to seek life instead of destruction.
Mm-hmm. There it is. There it is. Speaking up. Speak up. I know that's right. Thank you so much, Brittany. Give it up for Brittany speaking out. Boom, boom. At the end of the day, thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, Mr. Mumford, it is 10:02. Go ahead and play the video, sir. I will leave the platform up for those that can actually watch it. Continue to watch it. For those who cannot, we will actually go and discuss it after tomorrow. It is about a half an hour long. But again, we'll leave the platform up so you can watch it. And at the end of the day, you can put it out there and we'll talk about it and discuss it as we speak. Is that okay, Mr. Mumford?
Well, I'm getting messages. Everybody saying do it Friday.
Oh, do it Friday?
So I can wait till Friday. I mean, it's up to you. I can do it Friday if you guys like. By Jack Canfield. So should we wait till Friday?
Okay, that'll work. We'll wait till Friday.
All right. They said, yeah, Avery, everybody's texting me, messaging me. I got all these inboxes. Don't do it today. Do it Friday. So I'm listening to the choir. I guess I'll do another on Friday then. Okay. I got to remind.
All right, good. All right, do it on Friday. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I can't post it.
This is definitely well worth going back over this book. I mean, again, as we do this, we do a lot of things to confirm it, but now, I mean, this is good. This is really good, and it can take a major impact. So I definitely want to say thank you for sharing this hour with us. Good to see you, Charlene. Hope to see you more often. Boom, 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 boom. I guarantee you it will work. With that being said, Mr. Mumford, the call is yours, sir.
Wow, guys, what an amazing call. And like I said in the beginning of the call, I just hope that everybody really go back over this call over and over and over and over and over again. It takes, I was talking to a friend of mine and I had recommended a book to him and the author said, read this book 10 times, you know, and I thought about that and he said, man, I got to read this. And he said, I got to read it. I've read it once. I got to read it again and again and again. Because he said, because every time you read it, you want to get something different each time you read. Like I read the book Think and Grow Rich about 5 times. Thank God for that call I was on. I probably wouldn't have done it. And each time I got something different. And so when I look at this book, especially this chapter, we may not really accept that we're doing these negative things in our lives. Yeah, even to when it came to songs, Mrs. Thatcher. Like I said, there were songs that I was thinking that there are songs that you're singing that are painting a negative outcome in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You're singing negative outcomes in your life. You don't even realize it because you just sing the words, right? And you just sing the words, and you don't even realize that you're singing the negative outcome. Think about it. You know, a lot of music. You know, most music is not positive, right? And you don't even know you're saying these things. You're speaking damnation on your own life.
Mm.
Just because it's in the hymnal, just because it's in a church, we fall down, but we get up.
Mm.
Right?
I love that song.
I'm coming up on the rough side of the mountain.
Oh, I love that one.
Oh, yeah. Think about that word. I'm coming up. And you sing that song, and guess what? You'll always be
down
on the rough side of the mountain. What if I say, I'm on the best side of the mountain? See? And I'm doing my best to make it in, right? And you always just, You always struggling. See? So I'm telling you right now, see, and I know, don't shout me down, because I'm preaching good. Don't shout me down. I know it's quiet right now, but I'm telling you, see, you're singing and you're speaking damnation of life, and you don't even realize it. You're painting that mediocrity canvas. And I'm reading this book, and the guy said, I mean, I was amazed. This guy's a freaking millionaire. And he said, I moved my children away from people who see mediocrity as their highest.
Come on now.
See? And so this is where I'm saying now, will you in your life change the songs, change the things you're hearing, away from things that are keeping you mediocre? See? And a lot of us, we do that all day long. So you read the chapter, and the more you read this chapter, see, the more you will start. See, I started attracting. I said, I'm going to attract things in my life that's going to help me to expose me, because there's got to be something. Because if I'm looking at my life today, there's got to be things I'm still saying to myself that's speaking some damnation on my life, and I don't even realize it. And just to share alone, there were 3 religious songs that I had to dump. 3 religious songs I had to dump. That's what I told you. I'm not preaching. Don't put that label on me, because I'll mess it up if I was in the church, right? There's 3 I had to dump because there were songs that made me keep on being mediocre. There were songs that kept on saying that, we fall. No, I don't fall down. Oh, don't say that, Jamal. No, I don't fall down. See? Now I know if I do fall, I will always get up. But I'm not going to sing that song to my life and say, I'm always falling down. Now, to each his own. I'm just talking about me, right? I get to get the closing comment, so I guess I get this platform, right? I just choose not to sing that song because my pastor said, don't sing that song. Because, no, you ain't, I know I'm always up. Everything I do prospers, baby. Everything I put my hands towards shall prosper. So that's in direct conflict to what he told me. He said that everything you shall touch shall prosper. So why am I saying to myself, I fall down?
Over and over every day.
I'm sorry to the author of that song, but that's just my prerogative. So you guys have a great day and paint your canvas, because you are the painter. You are the painter. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you mañana a demain. That means tomorrow in French.